The Contrarian Canon Part 2 and the surprising nature of breakthroughs. Now, the thing about breakthroughs is that they often happen when you least expect them, usually after a point of frustration, almost always after you've decided, even temporarily, to give up. And often when you decide to look at the problem you're solving from a different perspective, like this photo of the ice-covered branches that I recently took flipped on its side. Now, as a family, last night we watched the biopic Young Woman and the Sea, the story of Trudy Ederle, the first woman to swim across the English Channel. It's a story of courage and grit, and one that is a lesson in breakthroughs. Now, this past week, I had a major breakthrough in my final sprint to finish the manuscript for my forthcoming book, Returntoreal, and get the book over the finish line, something I've been stuck on for weeks. And yet, I still feel like I've got a long way to go. Perhaps a bit like when Trudy left the shores of France to embark on her epic swim. She had traveled all the way from America across the Atlantic, but still had the toughest stretch in front of her. Right now, I'm in the open heart surgery phase of editing, ripping apart what I've written only to stitch it back together. Most people who haven't written a book before assume that the hardest part is the writing process. But anybody who's written a book actually knows that the hardest part is the editing of what you've written. And I'm squarely in the middle of it right now, which brings us to the focus of this week's episode. As promised, building on where we started last week in issue number 80, the Contrarian Canon Part 1, I've pulled yet another one of the most powerful but overlooked key ideas that I wrote about in the past year, what I consider to be part of the Contrarian Canon, and a topic that is very relevant to the conversation here today, the nature of breakthroughs, which takes us to how to turn your current setback into your next big breakthrough. This one's from issue number 51. Sometimes we need to break what we've built in order to build something better. In this issue, we start with a 200-year-old sugar maple on our farm that recently endured a brutal ice storm and explored a contrarian idea that the moments you feel most stalled are often the moments you're closest to a meaningful shift. We look at how weeks of delays can suddenly give way to an explosion of progress once conditions change, and how that same pattern shows up in entrepreneurship, in your health, and in your creative work more generally. Along the way, we connect setbacks to flow, detaching from the outcome and committing to the process, show how a frustrating limitation can unexpectedly create space for progress elsewhere, and then bring in the science behind why moderate adversity so often strengthens us, and why creative block, so to speak, frequently precedes insight. What you'll get if you double-click into this issue is a grounded and surprisingly practical framework for interpreting stuck as a signal to pay attention to, plus 3 powerful reflection questions to ask yourself, along with research-backed context to help you turn your current setback into your next big breakthrough. By the way, we'll make sure to link to the full issue in the description of this video so you can dive right in. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with that for today. Hey, leave a comment to let me know about a recent setback that maybe you faced, or a breakthrough that you've just experienced. I always enjoy hearing from you. In the meantime, it's back to manuscript editing for me. No food, no water, just words. So remember to hug the ones that you love, and until next week, I wish you all my best. Take care and talk soon.